Hello and welcome to G's MCT. Today we're going to be doing a series review from Netflix called Love, Death, and Plus Robot. Now, let's get into this. With this particular new series that they have episode that they have put in the new season, you see a lot going on in all of the episodes, and it is very interesting from the robots to the tanopod, a crustacean kind of like creature that roams around in this series. Now let's get into this. We're gonna start with the first one, the three robots. If you remember the first one, the first season of Love, Death, and Robot. You remember these three robots coming to Earth, trying to find out why humanity went extinct. Now, in this second time, these three robots actually came back to research more, to do more research on why we all went extinct in this particular series. Now you had like different groups, the government groups, the tech billionaires, and those people that really didn't care about government rules and they wanted to live free and all. With that being said, now the robots were going and doing this small, they were like researching. They have actually found some people that actually the first, I think one of the first ones were those people that didn't want to be in under anybody's rulership, and they want to be like governing themselves. But this is the thing, they were always afraid of other people coming around and taking their stuff and actually murdering them. Now, that actually did happen to them. Then you see the robots literally going and searching for the next creek. Then you see the tech billionaires were living in an oil creek. Actually, what was said was the oil creek was the reason why we had literally the disaster. The weather change, the climate change, and all of that was part of the oil creek, and why humanity went extinct. Now, if I took a lot from this episode, being that at the end of this episode, you saw that the only survivals were actual intellectual cats. But then they went to the bunker when I remember them going, you know, after they found the oil creek where the tech billionaires were literally mean to the robots and they went extinct because none of them could actually do anything. They didn't bring people that actually knew that kind of jobs, that were good with those kind of jobs of like literally going like fishermen. Now they went to the next bunker. It was like a nuclear bunker for keeping people safe. Then in this particular part, you see that the people in the high positions, they actually went into this bunker, and at the end of the day they turned into cannibalism. They turned in, and they actually had to vote for each other on who is gonna be the next to go. Now, with that being said, that is not a nice way to go. Then, after that, even the robot said if only these people would have just used their money, and not only by using their money, use their money to protect their environment, there wouldn't be this problem. They would still be alive. But the thing with humanity is greed. Greed was one of the reason, and pride was one of the reason why humanity went extinct, that we never learn and we have classism. Now the next episode comes where you see the selling. This is the next one is about like some I think they were like pirates, and it goes around this guy called uh Tyron. Is it Tyron? Yeah, his name was Tyron. And I felt like he was the um captain of the ship, but without any respect. I don't think he was, but he was part of the crew. So being that this creature landed in their ship, went under the deck and started literally causing mayhem and chaos, and had a tiny babies over there. And funny thing is that this creature could talk. That's the thing. The creature could talk, which was very scary to understand that there was a creature like that that could actually talk, but still decides to eat the people. Now the creature asks, is it Tyron, to drop him in an island filled with people so that it and its children can eat. But before we get there, let's talk about drawing of the stick. This is the thing. The crew members many times tried to kill him. There were many incidents when he went to sleep, when they literally had to pull sticks and then they throw him down there to literally go and to feed him to the goddamn crustacean called Tanopod. And this is the thing with this particular episode. It was harsh because many of the crew members were in support of literally dropping this animal, this creature to the island where they didn't really care about the citizens there. Now, with that being said, Tyron decided, okay, he had his own plan. So he planned on literally like luring and using his crew members to feed the goddamn Tanopod so that and at the end of the day, after feeding the Tanopod, he decided to set the ship ablaze. He set it on fire and rolled away with another tiny canoe that you actually see at the end, showing that that ship was like an image of greed and power and all of that. So he just freed himself from that. Then the next one is called, I think, very pulse of the is it very pulse of the machine. Okay, this is about two women. They were traveling in space, and I think her name was what it was her name? Hold on, uh, Mata Kelvinson. Yeah, her name was Mata Kelvinson, and she was an astronaut. And it seems like their ship crashed in the planet. I can't remember the name of the planet, but you can go watch it right now. I, so after crashing in this other planet, she tried to literally call for help, and but she couldn't get to nobody, and she have to walk around. Let me see how long she has to walk for. 41 kilometers, and she didn't have oxygen, but her colleague that she came with into this planet had passed away, so she literally have to hook herself on her colleague's oxygen to be able to breathe. And therefore, with that being said, she had to carry the colleague's body, which was very disturbing. And then she started hallucinating. There was so many hallucination. The fact that the machine was talking to her. The planet was like a machine. It was like something that was just there. And I remember the machine telling her to give up herself so that it can merge with her and all of her knowledge. She was hesitant at first. She was very hesitant, and the machine's name was called IO. But at last, she gave up and she fell into that, and she literally gave up because she felt like there's no hope. Help is not gonna be coming. So when she fell, you saw her literally go down, and then there was like an explosion. Then at the end of her falling into her death, you saw a distress signal for call. She was sending out a distress signal. I felt like it was like lowering more astronauts to their death. So the next episode here, we see. Hold on. Night of the Dead. Now, the next episode is called Night of the Dead, and this is a very strange one. I don't know which one is my favorite. I feel like the first episode, the three robots, was one of my favorite. Then this one, I kind of liked it, but it was not my favorite. But it was still in there in that like part. So it started with two crazy couples. It started with with a couple going to the goddamn cemetery and funny doing what couples do, but Jesus Christ, in a cemetery. So they were doing the deed in the cemetery. Then you literally saw the cross from the church fell down, and it was like an upside down cross with a green flame which awoken the dead. Now, with that being said, you saw it started with just a very small amount of dead people, and then it went directly to hell. Like you could see the filling station, the gas station was written hell in it. So these zombies, because it started very very small and it spread real fast. You saw people in cities, you saw even the ice hockey stadium in Canada, you saw a zombie dragging somebody, you saw even the monks fighting, even where the Pope is, they were fighting over there in Rome. And then you saw people that were trying to jump over the fence just to leave. And you literally saw the White House as well. These zombies trying to go into the White House, and at last the United States literally shooting their nuclear bomb. Russia doing the same, and literally our whole goddamn planet went ablaze. Like we were no more anymore. And you saw this little fat from the universe. It was like poop. You saw it. It was like when it comes to the body of the universe, we are literally nothing but speak. Then comes the next one. Lord knows I write all of these because I want to make sure that I give you guys the best, intro into this. It's called, the next episode is called Kill Team. So the next one is about some soldiers that literally went, they had a mission. And you saw from the one of the first start, when you see the starting of this particular episode, you saw a soldier literally on the edge peeing and say he was chosen by God. Well, I did find that weird, but at the end of the day, when the night fell, they were walking around and they came up upon these dead bodies all around them, and they were just imagining what could have done that, but they soon find out. They soon find out what did that, and they were surprised. It was like what is it called? Let me see. It was like a grizzly bear, but it was not. It was like a cyber grizzly bear that is somebody. It was a project. It was called. It was a CIA project called. Is it Jane Dick? Is it Jane Dick? Yeah, grizzly bear. The bear was called Jane Dick. It was a CIA project. It was like a cyber, like I don't know how you call it, a cyber bot or whatever you call that, but it was like merged with a bear, a living bear. I don't know. It was like merged with a bear because at the end when they start shooting it, it looked more like a machine than a bear. Then that machine literally went back into the bunker and ended everybody, like murdered everybody, trashed the soldiers all around. Like I had no hope for any of the soldiers when I saw that particular episode. I was like, well, everybody gone. Even the tiny machine that came to try to save them was nothing compared to this big ass grizzly bear that was tearing everybody apart. At the end, they succeeded in cutting it in half and literally stopping the machine. But at the end, when they were almost happy that they had like survived all of this chaos, the eye of the bear literally popped out and exploded, killing everyone. Now we go into the next episode called The Swan. Now the Swan, it started with Doctor. Hold on, Doctor May. No, not. Let me see the name. Afriel. Dr. Afriel. So it looked like in the Swan, humanity have evolved enough to be able to communicate with other species, like other aliens. We now have connection. Then it sounded like for humanity's sake, Dr. Azrael literally had to go and learn more about other creatures, this one, because they said they were like really well put together. And you even had another doctor, a female doctor called Galena. Now Galena was there with the Swan for a long time. She has been doing research, she has been working with them, checking on what is happening. And when Azrael came in, he actually came in with some ego, and he had plans on like literally breeding some of this creature and taking them to earth and literally using them. And this is the thing, this particular episode shows the greed of humanity, and not only that greed, but the ego of humanity. Like the fact that Azrael really thought that he could breed some of this and use them for in on earth, like because of how it was. He actually thought the creatures were not very intellectual, although the first creatures that were seen with Azrael, the first aliens, actually were very intelligent. So I was surprised that he would think the swan had no intellectual capacity. At the end of the day, he was hunted down, I think, by the queen, or a larger creature that was actually the one that was controlling, like the boss of the swan. But this creature literally had the lady, uh Galena, in hostage. Like you could see the tentacle in Galena's brain and all of that. It was disturbing watching this part. Like God knows I couldn't watch it for long. And then saying that he wants Azrael and Galena to breed more humans so it can learn about humans and how humans act, that because of the intellectual capacity. But as well, being that he's very egoistic, thought that the creature could not beat humanity, and he actually literally accepted the challenge from this creature, which was very, very like grinchy. I was like, boy, please, can you leave? Can somebody tell Azrael to take the next? I don't know how you want to leave this place, but just leave. As for Galena, I have already lost hope. So, with that being said, we get into the next, we go into the next episode called Menson's Rat. Now, Menson's Rat is, this is a very, I think this was one of my favorite. This was one of my favorite from the three robots and Menson's Rat. Menson's Rat was my favorite of all of this. Now, it started with a farmer called Manson, and he had a pest problem in his farm. But the thing is, the pests were like rats that that had some kind of intelligence. And Mason have been literally trying to get rid of these rats from his barn, but it has not been working. So he literally he asked for help, and he literally hired a sleazy guy, a pest control man, to come and take out the rats, to literally take out the pest. But at the process of doing this, the first thing that died was his cat. So that shows how intellectual these rats in the barn were. Now, with that being said, Mason didn't learn his lesson, so he actually brought another. Wow, when I saw that robot, my spirit left my body, because it was something that gave you the goosebumps. Even Mason fell on his butt looking at that robot, that contraction. He was like, oh no, this looked like a Terminator. Now, with that being said, the machine actually did a good job. I'm gonna say that you get what you paid for. So that machine went in there. It was a slaughterhouse. Like those rats had no chance. Like they had, although the rats fought, and they fought very hard, there was no way those rats were gonna get anywhere with that machine around. Like, no, there will be no survivors. Even one rat tried to escape. Some of the rats, I think three rats tried to escape, and the machine literally pursued them and ended them. After that, one of them, after falling down and tried to escape, the machine just literally shoot the goddamn rat to death. Went back inside and continued what he was doing. But this time, Mason decided to look into the barn and watch what is going on, and he saw all this that was going on in this case. He was very frightened. He took his shotgun at the end, seeing how the rats were fighting and trying to survive. He couldn't take it anymore, because the scenery looked like a battleground. It looked like he even said it's like is it a rat world war in there. When he went in there, he was very shocked, took his shotgun and shot the machine, therefore becoming having a truce, he having a truce with the rats, and they found out they had much more in common. Instead of fighting each other, better to just squash the beef, see what is happening. This is kind of giving me that kind of feelings. Now we're gonna go to the next one. Now this next one over here, um okay, we don't read. Okay, the next one is called, let me see here, hold on. I know I'm talking fast. I'm trying to get all of this together. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Sorry for the pause. Sorry for the pause. The next one is called Voted Halls Entombed. So the next one is called Voted Hall Entombed. Now this is like some soldiers you saw in the scenery. Some soldiers trying to rescue, a hostage, and they went into this. It was like a hall, like a tomb, where they took the hostage into. So the soldiers tried to go there to rescue the hostage. Therefore, entering the tomb, they saw this big, large creature that was being chained, and even the stones around it was written in some foreign words, and it was glowing. Although it did have those tiny, it has like tiny, creepy like insects that were there, but I think they were guarding the creature or something. So when they got close to this tomb, when they got close to the creature, they could see the future. They could see everything on fire. They could see the creature burning down everything. But not only that, this creature is capable of literally taking, like, mind controlling people to do what it wants. One of the soldiers tried to, the male soldier tried to literally release the creature, but it was impossible because the lady actually fought him and he died in the process. When she tried to shoot, she even tried to shoot the creature, but nothing happened to the creature. And she noticed that her mind was going to be controlled by this creature. So she decided to pluck out her eyes. But at the end, you can hear her speaking in other languages. Now, with that being said, we're going to go to the next one. Okay, this next one is called JIBARO. Now, a lot of people like this particular scene, this particular one. I think my favorite was the Manson's rat and the three robots. Now, let's go back to JIBARO. It looked like a conquistador kind of a stage where you see the it looks something like colonizers going into people's land and trying to take, the riches and things that have been in that land. And this is something you see the siren, a very, very, I wouldn't say pretty. She kind of look, I don't know, the body look hot, but the face, nah. I know the body look hot, but the face is a no for me. Even with all the gold and all the things that she had on, I was like, nope, that is a red flag. But she was a siren, and when they came close and they saw all these jewels on her, all the knights literally went after her, trying and even fighting each other and killing each other in the process of trying to get to her. But at this time, they even literally lost their life and killed each other just trying to get to her. Now, this other one knight was remaining, but the reason why he stayed alive, I figure out at last, was because he was deaf. He couldn't hear, because I was like, hold on a second, everybody is just running into this goddamn sea and he is just standing there, something must be wrong. And then I figure out, yes, he was deaf. But this is the thing, when he went to sleep, this siren actually was mesmerized by him giving you like a kind of explanation on when colonizers went into other people's land, people were mesmerized by them. They actually were a little bit attracted to them. I not like what I see is like an example of people who saying, okay, you know what, you are a little bit unique, maybe I give you a chance and see what you're gonna do. But at the end of the day, it backfired, because when he finally noticed, because she slept with him till morning, when he woke up and she like ran back into the water, and he noticed, I think she left a jewel, and he noticed that that was a very, I think it was a very treasurable stone. He pursued her because he probably wanted all those stones, all those wealth, all those gold that was on her. Not because he liked her or because he had any feelings for her, just in pursuit of wealth. That is greed. Now, with that being said, he managed to get her attention, and she lowers her guard, getting into kissing. And he actually, I think he actually cut his mouth, his lips, because of kissing. And another thing is, he started doing something that Lord knows was very disturbing. He knocked her out by headbutting her, and then, proceeded to raping her, and then literally taking all the jewels from her, stripping her of all her treasures, and then pushing her back into the water when he had used her for all that she had and taken everything from her. With that being said, he didn't go scot-free, by the way, people. That blood that he drank from her blood that he drank, although I think he took the blood, she was bleeding and he drank the blood. He finally noticed that he could hear, so he could hear sound, he could hear her. And you can see in the scenery, you saw like, before I forget, you saw like a pool of blood coming in the water. I mean, that part was very, I'm gonna say it was a little bit very creepy. I was like, all this water, but it signified the how probably what happened with the colonizers going in, killing everything in their way, bringing that nothing but death. you know with that being said, she she woke up. When she woke up, she noticed all her treasure have been stripped from her. She wasn't happy, so she started, I think, screaming. And he finally succumbed to her scream like the others, going after her. And at the end of the day, he lay at the bottom of the sea with the others that try to take her treasure. With that being said, I'm gonna say this. Please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. This channel is for, I'm pretty sure a lot of people be asking, what is the meaning of G's MCT? It stands for G's Movie Review, Celebrity Gossip, and What's Trending. So, yes, we're going to be doing more topics, more hot topics up here. With that being said, yes, not only do we do trendy topics, but we're going to also like be talking about some other products. If we have products that you would like us to review, we will definitely do it up here. So, thank you all for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, have a great day and goodbye.